Yeah, so Reinvented, we're just here, some kids in our 20s just reinventing ourselves.
Almost not in our 20s anymore.
Yeah,
For
I'm
some
on
of
the
us.
upper half of the 20s. Dean
I'm.
is the only
I think that
youth.
could be that could be talked about though, and like that could be part of what it
I mean,
because there's a like we talk about that all the time. Even at bro, even if at my age, I even look
Shout out
at
your
it.
age one time. Let's not lie here. What's our age, guys?
I'm 23. I'm about to turn 24 in
bruh.
November.
I remember when I was 24.
Facts. I'm
Really?
26. I'm 26. So if y'all think I'm too old to blow up as a rapper, I'm sorry. I'm going to prove you wrong.
You were wrong.
But
I'm 29. I'm not happy about that either.
It's all good, bro. We're still young. Like, if we were to go tell somebody, oh, I feel like I'm old, they'd be like, are you fucking stupid? You're a
Right.
fucking kid. It's like, yeah, we are. This era, I think, just is like you see young kids blowing up. So it kind of puts the public, like, oh, if you're not a certain age, like, you may not be able to be
Well,
successful.
when I was younger and I saw like Justin Bieber blowing up, and I was like already in my 20s, and he was how old? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And
Like,
I was like, well,
crazy.
I guess it's over for me.
goes
I-
Playing
that-
T-ball and shit.
I don't know. Even for me though, too. Even at like 23, like I'm trying to look at like it's not even necessarily that. Like I know the young person is the what like moves the like. It's like what keeps like the world going. Like I don't know. It's I feel like I'm old at 23. It's
Word.
weird. Like
I feel that, like,
I feel like I don't know.
when I was 19 and I was recording in these, like, crazy studios, like, in Manhattan, I thought at this age where I'm at now, I'd be, like,
Lit.
some icon. Like, straight up on some not cocky shit. Like, that's just what everybody around me at the time was putting in my head. Like, white boy in these studios, like, 19 years old, dropping bangers. Like, not saying that they were bangers, but at the time, for the quality of music white artists at my age were putting out, it was a fucking banger. Like, it was just a banger because it would shock people. And it was like, now I thought I'd be, like, selling out arenas, going on tour across fucking Yugoslavia and shit.
So you know who talks a lot about that? You know the inspirational speaker Gary V.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
So-
Shout
so,
out Gary
yo,
V,
Gary
yo.
V, I
You a
would-
real hustler, dog.
Let me tell you something, Gary
real.
V. If you are ever in the Rutherford, New Jersey area, I will directly link my phone number in his fucking podcast just to make sure you get it. I am looking to have a fucking conversation with you, just to be in that aura of in that man's fucking mind.
Facts.
He speaks it so crazy, and it's real to me because recently I seen him talking a lot about getting older. And Gary, I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to misspeak on how old he is now, but he said he didn't start until 34.
Word. Gary,
said-
you don't look a day over 21,
Word?
my G.
Right? Yo,
Start what? Like
just
like making it.
speaking, yeah. And
Facts. I have heard that in some of his videos.
and
that,
he,
yeah,
he
did
was
start.
saying it was crazy. He was saying he's like I didn't say shit until I was fucking 32. He didn't say shit until and I didn't even hit that yet. And he was saying if anything in your 20s, don't do shit. Don't fucking buy nothing. Don't fucking do
I
anything.
fucked up.
Right.
Ah.
Sorry, I gotta get that drink.
But he's like, experience life, and I'm so much on that fucking wave right now where I gotta try to, find my fucking youth again.
Word, bro.
And in growing older, he's just saying that, like, you're just at the fucking start, like
Yeah.
at Dean's age, 23, turning 24, like, you have no fucking idea what could happen in the next few years.
Facts.
And-
And look what he's accomplished so far.
Right, that's what I'm
Look
saying.
at these pieces. Like, that shit could be in Urban Outfitters tomorrow. Like,
It could be.
Like, why isn't it? You know what I mean?
I might just throw one on a rack tomorrow.
Just go in there and leave it there, bro.
Right.
And, yo, that would be something cool. You know what? I think we might do a prank like that.
Is
I
that
think we
illegal?
should.
Is that illegal?
We're gonna find out if it's illegal. I don't think it's illegal if you just leave something of yours on the rack and we just stay in there and try and film on our phones. Like we're just showing our friends videos of what I want to wear to the club on the
We probably
weekend,
need a lot of clearance afterwards, but
and we'll
worth a
see
try.
if people actually walk up to it and like try it on and be like, "Yo, this is cool."
that's fat. I like that.
Urban Outfitters also. Look, we
Facts.
trying to get mad plugs for real. We just started this shit. We all got our own things going on. We have good reaches, but Urban Outfitters, yo, put some Baggio in your store.
Yo, real talk.
That'd be
If you don't
crazy.
have any Baggio, you're fucking up.
Facts, but
If you are an artist out there and you're trying to make a statement, you're looking for something real different, hit us up, man. We got some shit.
Facts. You could go check out the No Tomorrow video. Thousand Band Fawny rocking that classic orange long sleeve Baggio.
I like that. That's
White
heavy.
box logo, repping the real Palestinian culture.
So Gary V,
Back to Gary V. Yes.
hit me, motherfucker.
Hit and up.
But let's let's get back to the real reason I'm talking about that is because, even at Dean's age or your age, Gio, like every few years, being in this industry, you gotta find yourself again, and like and with that, kind of still stay
I think
current.
that's a fact, bro.
you know.
Even from my perspective, seeing other artists
Yeah.
that have made it.
I mean, I've been going through this in the past few years, and it's almost conflicting. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not really sure what you're supposed to be doing, because nobody has the fucking rules. Like, how am I supposed to go about this? So since I was 13, I just been a bar spitter. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Facts. You
that-
are a bar spitter.
thank you.
Facts.
I and I love that. That's the hip hop I was born and raised on, and that's what I respect, and that's where my knowledge is, and it's just music is changing, and I have no grudge with that, except for I'm trying to figure out where I fit in.
Yep.
And as I get older, I'm trying to experiment a little more. I've always been a songwriter. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think like in the long run, a lot of me is really thinking of just songwriting, and I'm not saying like being a hip hop ghostwriter.
Yeah.
I'm saying like maybe.
So in the sense of like that of like music, you're saying?
Yeah. Just
We
like-
walked in here today. Jers was playing some shit that sounded like some
That's
like pop shit
fire,
that you could hear on
bro.
like the pop station.
and
And this is coming from someone who just said, I'm a bar spitter.
and
Because he is. But he can make that, not to cut you off, he can make that shit.
That's a
Just
fact.
like, just same thing with me, same thing with Youngin, same thing with Yali, same thing with Rioma, all these artists
Right.
we so closely fuck with. Bugs, Maverick, I could go on for days. But we are all capable of diversifying, and that's something that we had to figure out, I think. I mean, at least myself. I had to realize, like, yo, I got to make some trendy shit while still being true to myself, which is
Right.
like what you were touching
Of
on
course.
just now.
Exactly.
So like, it's crazy to like, the amount of times I've came here is not many times I come and hear you playing your music.
Right.
I think this is the first time I've ever been here where Youngin's not here. Honestly.
It's funny because I
Really?
asked him
Yeah.
to be here. I was like,
I did. He's like, I don't know if I'll be there
Really?
tonight, but maybe during the day tomorrow. I said, boy, I'm going to the Giants game tomorrow, boy. Let's go, baby. Just had to throw that in there. Shout out Giants. NFL starting for real tomorrow. I don't give a fuck
yo,
about the Eagles.
who
Shout out
you
the
with?
49ers. I'm
Yo,
with Cat, baby.
I'm
That's where he started. I just had to say that because he started out as a G on the 49ers.
I mean,
and
that's real talk. It's funny having an East Coast boy on the complete opposite end of the coast, being a diehard 49ers fan. But
that's passion.
and just so you know, Gio, the first time I ever saw the 49ers was in the Giants' house,
Stadium.
right?
Yeah, baby.
That's
And then we
crazy.
spanked that ass with
Word.
Kaepernick as our quarterback.
Wow, so it took you that, not to say like this, but you didn't see the 49ers for your first time until you were that in your 20s.
Right? Yeah.
As
yeah.
being a career
Right.
fan.
Yeah.
And that's passion because I can relate to that as a hockey fan. I'm a Blue Jackets fan. They're
Word.
from Columbus, Ohio. I'm not anywhere near there, but
Gotcha.
you have a passion for a team.
Word.
Like you are passionate for the 49ers.
Born and raised.
What brought you to liking the 49ers?
So my grandmother is
Uh-huh.
a diehard 49ers fan, and
Beautiful
and,
thing.
and she was with the Joe Montanas, the Steve
Wow.
Youngs, the
Okay.
Jerry Rices, and the
Iconic eras in
the
football.
iconic
Yeah.
iconic legends that made the team
Mm-hmm.
what they were. And then my father followed suit in that, and I've been lucky enough to not only see them here in MetLife Stadium against the Giants, but I also saw them in Candlestick in out in Cali.
Wow.
And then
that's fucking sick.
and then I was lucky enough to watch them in the Super Bowl on
Word.
TV,
Facts.
and I mean I know the fucking Giants. I know they've been there and they've
Let's
won
get it, baby. We
but
coming for it this year, boy.
you could miss me with that shit. But
Word.
I learned today that Dean is a Green Bay Packers fan.
He is, and I'm a Packers fan because I have Aaron Rodgers on my fantasy team.
Facts.
Funny how that works.
But how'd you become a Packers fan, Dean?
So I was born in '94. I said that before. So I was born in '94,
So
and
fucking young. Oh my god.
Young boy.
And then like my favorite color is green,
Uh huh.
and they were in the Super Bowl in '96, and and they won it in '97. And then so they were like really relevant at that time when I was like 2 or 3. My brother's like, so I was watching a lot of football.
Mhm.
Became a Packers fan. I knew I wasn't trying to be a Jets fan.
Heard that.
Fuck the Jets.
Facts.
Y'all ain't even got a real quarterback.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt to be a Jets fan for the next couple of years. But yo, 49ers went through that too. You know, a couple
Yeah.
building years.
I'll keep
Hell
it
yeah.
real though, bro. When the Packers actually won the Super Bowl in 2010, I sat on they played the Steelers. My dad's a Steelers fan.
Wow, a lot
That
of
was- that was-
tension in that house.
it was-
Yeah,
it was
imagine
cool.
that Super Bowl
Cool,
Sunday.
It was cool. It was cool. It was cool.
It's a good environment.
And then it was like I
Passion.
sat there and I really appreciated it, bro. I was like, fuck it. You never know when that shit happens. Even some shit like even freaking like the World Cup.
Yeah,
When Italy won a World Cup, I made sure with my grandfather and my brother, I was like, yo, make sure I appreciate this shit.
word.
Cause that shit happens in lifetimes, bro.
Yeah,
Right.
some countries wait their whole life for that moment. Some teams wait their like. Look at the Cubs too.
Yo, real talk.
You know, some of those old men waited from the time they were younger than us to see the Cubs achieve that.
I mean,
insane,
just
right?
just last year, the Eagles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Facts.
I
saying?
fucking hate the Eagles, but mad respect.
Word.
Facts.
I mean, my roommate is a diehard Eagles fan, and I can't, I can't fuck with that. Like if you're a diehard
Ooh.
anything, you're riding for it. So that's dope, and he saw it through, and anything to see somebody beat the Patriots, I fucking hate the Patriots.
The Patriots cannot see the Giants in the Super Bowl. I don't care. Eli Manning
Wow.
is a better Super Bowl quarterback
Those
than
are
Tom
big words
Brady.
right there.
Ooh.
Eli Manning has never lost a Super Bowl.
Wow.
Ever. It's like comparing Jordan and LeBron is like Eli Manning and Tom Brady, and I don't care. Look at Eli Manning's stats. You can say
Like
whatever you want
LeBron?
about his interceptions.
What?
Eli Manning is in like the top 5 all-time passing yards behind his brother. The Manning family is iconic in football, probably the most iconic
Facts.
family ever in professional sports. If you really look at the stats, look at Eli's stats. He has mad interceptions, but he has mad touchdowns and mad passing yards.
Is there a Hall of Fame for interceptions?
I don't know if there's a Hall of Fame, but there's definitely a record for interceptions in a season. I wouldn't doubt he's in the top 5. But
that is not a record you want to hold.
not at all,
Ah.
but I will say I'm a diehard Giants fan. My pops has been a diehard Giants fan his whole life, and
Facts.
I really got into the Giants when my dad got season tickets. He put himself on a waiting list when he was 18 years old and didn't get
That's
them until he was in his 50s.
Crazy. Let me ask you
So-
something. Maybe you know this. How does it work for away games? Do you get?
No
No,
away games.
okay.
But I will say
So
when the
it's only
Super
home.
Bowl came to MetLife, because the Giants and Jets share the seats,
Right.
there was a raffle to potentially get Super Bowl. Like you'd have to pay face value, but your seat,
What's face value of them?
I don't know, it's probably thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah,
I sit in the
100%.
second level, so it's not the bottom and it's not the top, so it's kind of like
Yeah, but it
middle
might be an
range.
investment, bro. Cause you're getting a lick at it.
Of course, but it'll never happen again. It's not gonna be at MetLife for a long time, probably.
Right.
We Jersey, bro. People be fucking with us. The World Cup about to be here.
Facts, but the thing is, the World Cup final, not the next World Cup, so in 8 years is gonna be the final championship game is gonna be at MetLife Stadium.
That's
That'd be lit.
terrifying because we are not set up for that traffic.
No, because when the Super Bowl came, the NFL didn't let East Rutherford and the surrounding area use the title Super Bowl to promote and like bring business.
Really?
They had to use like NFL championship or something like that. I don't think they could say like Super Bowl. Like I've heard like adults in the area that have been around, you know what I'm saying? They've just
I think
mentioned
that's-
things like
I think
that.
that's very dumb.
I think it's stupid too, but it's a NFL. Like the NFL can be like, "Oh, we want to promote the Super Bowl," but like the deli down the street for tourists couldn't be like, "Oh, Super Bowl goers,
'Cause I'm
come
pretty-
get the
I'm
best Taylor
pretty
ham
sure
and cheese."
When
Taylor
that-
ham and cheese, not pork roll.
Taylor
Taylor
Ham.
Ham.
Shout out to Taylor Ham.
Facts.
I went to school with a kid in college. He was from Long Island. I said, Taylor Ham. He goes, Taylor who?
Taylor who?
That's my
Yeah.
boy Easy. Shout out to Easy, man. He's
Shout out.
he's a dope producer. I've been working on a couple of
Oh shit.
I've been working on a couple of his beats, and they're in the archives because that's what I do with a lot of my music. But
Yep.
but
Don't we
it
all?
yeah, seriously. That's the story of an artist in general.
That's
It doesn't
how you
matter if
reinvent
you're
yourself, baby. Back
Right.
to reinventing
Right.
yourself.
right. I feel like we trailed off, but I mean, getting back to it, I feel like in my older age, I am trying to diversify and reinvent what I'm doing as an artist. Not just hip hop, because that's what I know, that's what I love, that's what I'm always gonna do. I'm gonna be fucking 75 years old just penning bars. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be nasty now. They're gonna be nasty in 10 years. They're gonna be nasty when I'm 75. But I'm really trying to you know open up my avenues. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
And
yeah, bro.
and I really do feel that a lot of the time, being an artist, you are the only one who stands in your own way. And like that's the saddest thing. Because I feel like I hesitate a lot. You know, and that's why. That's why I fuck with Geo a lot, and Baggio and all the like. It's so cliche to say, but like you guys really keep me young. You know what I'm saying? Like
Word.
like like the run is
Bro, how
strong.
old are you?
29,
You were born what year?
89. I'm an 80s baby.
But like that's not
Or
old,
90s baby in
bro.
this bitch.
You're 29.
Yeah,
I'm 23 yet.
Damn, I can't.
but you
But
don't
you
know.
you really think you outdated
do I
me?
open this?
No, no. What I'm saying is, like, in 6 years, Dean, you're gonna experience shit that is really gonna change everything. And for better and for worse. Because you trust me when I say it. Like, I've encountered things in my not just my lifetime, but like my career, my business ventures. Where I'm like, damn. There have been days where I'm like, is Jersey Studios gonna be here next month?
Fuck yeah, because I'm never gonna
Nah,
stop
bro,
recording
that
No,
here.
shit's
and
Ever.
I know that sounds crazy because you're here every week, but
everyone, but I think that's something in life,
People
though,
who
bro.
come
I
here
think
love this
that shit,
place, bro.
bro. We
I
say
love
we
this
sit here and
place.
say that shit too about our own shit too. That no matter what you do in life, the risk of we talk about this, the risk of this shit, no matter what and anything, anyone that has seriously even made it, it could be gone tomorrow,
no,
bro.
and I mean, that's just
No matter what.
proof of me putting forth everything. Because like when
Facts.
when I was your age, Dean, that's when I first stepped foot into this building. And shout out to my landlord, because he was the only one who
Big
gave
facts.
he gave me the opportunity, because I was
That's
calling
crazy to
people.
look at it
I
like
was
that, yeah.
calling people, and I was like, "Hey, I'm trying to open up a recording click." Like they knew it was coming, because if they have open space, they know. And I was 24. Nobody was looking to give me a chance, and I told him, I was like, "Hey, I have this equipment." And I was really beating around the bush, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to say recording studio. I'm like,
Mhm.
I got some speakers and I got a microphone. He's like, oh, sounds like you're trying to do a recording studio. I'm like, I have a recording studio. And he's like, all right, cool. He's like, when do you want to see the place? I was like, I don't want to see the place. I want to sign papers.
Word. And here we are, baby.
And here we
I
are.
don't even think we mentioned where we actually are. We are in fucking Jersey Studios.
Jersey Studios.
Jersey Studios. We in North Jersey. You want the location?
Facts.
At Jersey Studios on Instagram.
At Instagram.
JERZEE Studios. If you can't spell studios, go look it up.
Seriously, get a fucking dictionary.
For real.
But Jersey Studios, we've been here for 5 years, 5 years.
Woo!
And we're looking forward to another 5, another
Crazy.
10. And I
Crazy.
can't preach enough about how much I appreciate the people who fuck with me, my clients. Whether you are a client, in year 1, year 5, it doesn't really matter to me. Whether you spend 2 hours here or you spend 20 hours here, 200 hours here, every little bit was part of the building process. And I can credit all of my success thanks to you guys. It's just an amazing feeling.
I want to say I honestly haven't started growing and reinventing myself since, it's not since, until I came here. I really feel like when I took my first step into trying to collaborate with people I looked up to, not just settling for like the lowest amount. I'd always put forth the best effort coming here, knowing the quality I'd be getting. And it was never about quality at the other spots. I'm not gonna say names, but any engineer I've worked with, like, I fucking love you. You know what I'm saying? Youngin is an amazing young talent, and I see qualities in him that I see in all of you and the engineers I've worked with. Just right now, this is the most convenient. it's the best vibe for me. I don't have to worry about traveling far. This is ridiculously close to where I grew up
Or
and live, and I love this place with all my heart. And it's not to say I don't love the other studios I've gone to.
right, of course.
This is just a homey vibe. It's not like a big studio where it's like professional as fuck. Like this is the perfect mix between like flashy high end studio and like home studio. It's almost like a
So
home studio vibe because I feel like it's my home when I come
So
here.
I
I
mean,
feel like I'm
it's funny you
in
say
my
that
home.
because a lot of obviously I was doing this a little bit before I had moved here,
Hmm.
and it was in my parents' house in my bedroom. Now I was fortunate enough to have a bigger bedroom,
Hmm.
where I had a walk-in closet, and I gutted the walk-in closet and I made it my vocal booth, and my dad was
Word.
not fucking happy. But I was drilling holes through walls, I was running cables and
It's crazy
wires.
you did that, bro.
Yo, it was
That takes
crazy.
balls as a kid. Like
Yo,
you
real
grow up in the
talk.
burbs, you know, your parents work really hard to get to where you're at, and it's like you just start drilling hole in the wall, putting like double sided tape for fucking padding, and like
Real
ripping
talk.
paint off the wall and
It
shit.
was crazy, but it was everything to me, and I have a couple of my boys who have been down with me since I was in the basement of my parents' house, and then when I moved it up to my bedroom, that's where Jersey Studio was curated. That's where it was created, and when we got to doing music, that's what it was. It was no longer my bedroom; it was Jersey Studios, and thank God we outgrew it. Here we are,
Hell yeah.
and it's been a hell of a ride.
Hell yeah.